Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at BTC. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. So primarily what we're still looking for is that potential where we've got an A wave here, looking for this as a B wave and the C wave to the downside, looking for this zone of this 26,123, but really our whole sort of support zone would be between this 25,964 to this 21,567 area. So this would be a whole little support zone that we have here. Now, it is possible we could be starting to have a breakdown here already. We will discuss that within the count. It is also possible, however, we could still be within this triangle idea that we were talking about yesterday, looking for this bigger B wave triangle, where we're looking at this move as potentially being an A, B, C, D, and then looking for this E wave to the upside. Now, at the moment, what we have here is just a three-wave move, A, B, and C. So technically speaking, this E wave could actually be completed here. However, it is possible that because we found support here, we could actually have an additional wave here, which just could make this then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the upside. So we'd have to see if we get that additional leg up here and take this high one more time for a fifth wave. If we do, then what I would be anticipating is actually coming back down for another three-wave move, looking for support, and then looking to push up one more time. Now, if that's the case, this could look to potentially push us up as high as this 29,883. If this is just a zigzag, this could be a potential zone. This would be 0.618 of the previous wave here. So that would be a zone I would be looking out for. That would be of the C wave, 0.618 of the C wave. Now, the other way we can look at a target for this is actually looking for that 0.618 of the D wave, which would actually be in this area here, this 29,145 to this 29,000 area. So if we do get something like this, where we actually get that additional fifth wave up, then we get a three-wave move down, and then we push up one more time. What I'd be looking for is between these two sort of areas I'd be keeping an eye on. This one is particularly interesting. It would be bringing us back into this consolidation range here, and then potentially if we do move higher up, we have this one up here, which would tie in with actually challenging that C wave high. Now, if we break above this zone of this 30,038, that would invalidate this potential counter, as well as breaking down below this D wave low that we've got in place here, which would be now at this 27,686. Technically speaking, we could actually have another drop down here as long as we don't cross this B wave low of this 27,235. So this is something we just need to keep an eye on within here. We do just have a three-wave structure up now, which means that we need to be careful that this is not just a corrective move and this is A, B, and C, or actually becomes something more. If it's a triangle, like I said, this E wave could potentially complete here, in which case I'd be looking for another five-wave move to break down. If we do have something like that, what it could mean is that instead of looking towards the zone of this 26,123, and if we had to break down directly from this area as an E wave, what we could actually see is they move down towards 25,132, and that would make this a one-to-one of this A wave over here. So that's what we're looking out for here. We want further evidence. There's nothing really indicating that we're breaking down as of yet. There is potential here that if we fail to take this high, we could argue that within this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then this is a three-wave move against it, and we could either see this develop as a 3, 4, and a 5, or this could just be another leg down here. If we do get a simple leg down there like that, what it could mean is that potentially I'm counting this wrong, and we could have something like this, 1, and actually all of this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. The problem I have with that is that the fourth wave would have been very small in comparison. So that's why I'm still looking at this as a potential fourth wave here. Now, if that's the case, what we could see is something like this play out, where we have this is an additional fourth wave and then the fifth wave to the upside. So as long as we hold this 28,371, I will be looking for this potential to push up one more time. And the typical zone we'd be looking for that would actually be this 29,011 to this 29,211 area. So this would be a typical fifth wave area that we'd look to target out. Now, if we do break down here, what we could still do is find support in this area here of this 28,271 to this 27,925, and then we could actually still look to push up one more time. So this is what I'm looking out for. If we hold this zone of this 28,371, potentially we could look to push directly up here. If we start to break down below this, but actually fail to take this D wave high and find support in this area, I'd still be looking for that potential to have another push to the upside here, and then possibly look for this zone here of this E wave, typically this 29145 to this 29071 area. So this is still viable. We just need to see whether we actually get this fifth develop here. Obviously, there's always a potential this could be changing into something else. And we did discuss previously that we could have something more like this playing out, where we actually have just a bigger WX and a Y from further back. And basically, that would be looking at this move in this manner, where basically we have this as a W. This would be an X wave down, and then we'd have an A, B, and a C to the upside here now. Now, that 1-to-1 would potentially look to take us up towards this 30,359 area. So that's still a potential zone. The 1-to-1 of the Y wave is actually here at this 30,141. So this would actually bring us back into the zone. But then as well, if we do push up higher here, this 31K area is going to be an interesting one, because this would be actually potentially setting up for a double top. Obviously, now we need to be cautious with this if we do start to break to the upside here, because we did discuss, previously that even within our primary count here, there is still the potential that we could have this move here rather as a bigger flat correction for wave two. So we need to just be cautious. If we start to break to the upside now, we need to see whether we reach some of those key levels as an impulse. So what we were talking about with that was actually looking for a breakout to the upside here. The problem is the way the structure is currently forming, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence for this. But if we just turn off the X wave, basically what I'm looking for is whether we actually have a little 5-wave move nestled in here. And, this is potentially a bigger corrective pattern for a wave 2 or a B wave here. And then we're looking to push up one more time. Once again, that 1-to-1 for a C wave would actually be here at this 30,369. But if we do get a bigger move up towards this zone of this 32,478, what we'd have to be cautious of is that we could actually just have a bigger 5-wave move developing here, where this is 1-2 and potentially another 1-2 in here, and then we look to break up. So this is going to be key. So the yellow counts impulse is here at this 32,168. So this would be looking for that break to the upside. If we start to get a bigger move up here and we hit this zone of this 32,168, it's possible that actually what we've just had is this move within here is just a 1-2. We get a 3, we get a 4, and a 5, and then that would look to push us up high enough for this. Like I said, the way that the move's developing, I am still looking for that potential of that breakdown, and it is looking more likely in my opinion. But we're gonna have to see here, because if we break this triangle and we fail to get rejected towards this 31K region, and we do get a bigger move up here towards this 32,168, we'll have to start paying attention to this count, where we could have actually completed our flat correction here, and we could be looking for a bigger move to the upside here now. So this would be something that we're just looking out for. Okay, so as well as that, we also discussed that potential that we could have a bigger breakdown playing out here, where we've been talking about this potential of being a wave 1 into these lows here. I'm actually going to delete the subwave counts now. What we would be looking for is the potential of a wave 1 here, looking for a 2, and then having that potential of actually looking to break down. So this is why at the moment the move is very choppy. And as if we stay below this zone here of this 30,131, and we actually stay below these highs. So the key highs here are going to be this one here, which is this 29,969, and this one here, which is this 30,036. If we stay below these, we can't ignore the potential that, like, even though we can't looking at this as a potential 3-wave move, we can also potentially count this 5 waves: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now in this case, we've only had a 3-wave move up, so it's going to be important for us to get back above this high. Otherwise, we could be looking for something to develop like this, where we actually get a bigger 3rd wave to the downside. Now the internals of this would actually look something like this if it is playing out, where we would be looking at this move rather in this manner: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. looking for the potential of a wave 2. Now, that rejection zone is pretty much anywhere from this 29,461 to this 28,796. So we've actually come up since that 50% already. If we did move up higher here, this would be an interesting zone. Once again, the 0.618 area to this golden pocket, basically, this 29,069 to this 29,143. And then we have this 786, which is higher up here. So really, this zone in here, we need to be just cautious of if we do move up higher. And alternatively, if we do also start to break down from here, it could start to indicate that we are in a deeper third wave. Now, the only way this would be confirmed is by breaking down towards this 26,350 sort of zone. And that would mean that we just have that three-wave move. Now, if we do start to break down from here, obviously we also need to be cautious because I'm looking at it in this manner, but it could also just be that this is A, B, C, D, E, and then actually starting to break down um, in from this point, and we could look to target out this 25,211 area before actually looking to move back to the upside, where this whole move would then just become A, B, we get a C wave down, and then actually look to push back to the upside from that point. So we're gonna have to monitor this. It's still a bit choppy at the moment. We'll have to see how exactly we react here. What I want to see primarily is whether we get a fifth wave here. If we get a fifth wave here, I'd be anticipating another 5-wave move to the upside. If we fail to get an additional fifth wave here, it's going to be important whether we manage to hold above this low. If we do, we can potentially look for a push to the upside. If we fail that, then we're going to have to start keeping an eye on these lower target ranges, looking for whether we actually hit an impulsive mark off of here, and then we'd have to start looking for the 5-wave structure that could potentially develop off here. So now, if that's the case, what we'd be looking for is potentially this 27,820 as a 1.618 of the current structure we have. So if we do move down to there, what we'd be looking for is basically an additional fourth and a fifth wave at that point. Now, if that's the case, this could just be a 3-wave move down, in which case that would potentially keep that idea of the flat alive, but it wouldn't really fit nicely if we just had a 3-wave move here, in my opinion. Uh, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make a lot of sense if we just get this. So if we do get a 5-wave move down like this, I will still be suspicious of any kind of 3-wave structure to the upside. Could mean that we're starting to actually extend out in a bigger way here, and looking for that, that bigger impulse to develop. So that's what we got to be careful of until we actually start taking some of these key highs. We could still be looking for that potential to actually have a bigger breakdown here towards this zone of this 23,922 as a bigger third wave, where this becomes 1, 2, bigger third to the downside, fourth and a fifth. Now, this would just be a comment area that we would look for this third wave. If we do get a bigger extension down here, it's possible that we could actually see this push down deeper past this 1618 zone. So we're going to have to just keep an eye on it. But primarily what I'm looking for is still that potential of coming back down, looking for that, looking for this wave 2 here, looking for this zone of this 25,964 to this 21,567. Anywhere within this range would still keep this idea alive, but we'd have to just be careful of that potential of a bigger extension to the downside here if we start to break down below this 23,922 area. So that's what we're going to have to just be cautious of here. Now, the flat idea that we discussed previously is also still really on the cards. Was looking for it to actually take out the low, but it didn't do that. So, it is possible we could actually have this as just a regular flat share where this is A, this is B, and then we get a C wave to the upside. So once again, that 1-to-1 is going to be the same sort of area here, this 30,838 area. So if we do get a move up here, and it's just into this 1-to-1 area, potentially we could be looking for this as a flat correction here to the upside, where this is A, B, and then we get a 5-wave move. That's why I want to see if we get either we get some extension here and we look to push up directly, where this becomes another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we get a 4 and a 5, or whether this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we get a 3-wave move down, 3, 4, 5, and then come back up into these highs. So this is going to be, some key zones that we need to just keep an eye on. It's a bit choppy at the moment still. Primarily, I'm still looking at that idea of a triangle, but we're going to have to see exactly what plays out from here. So I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description below, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourselves. Everyone, have a great day. See you in the next one. Take care.